Now on CBS 6 News at 11, breaking news. One brother arrested, another brother hospitalized as police investigate a shooting in Chesterfield.
And another investigation underway in Richmond. Witnesses describe how a man who was shot called out for help.
Plus, on the city's south side, amazing viewer video capturing this water main break.
CBS 6 News begins right now with a breaking news alert.
This alert out of Chesterfield, where a man has been taken into custody following a shooting along the 7400 block of Hickory Road.
This is a developing story. Officers say they found a 23-year-old man with a gunshot wound to his face and neck shortly before 6 p.m.
And police believe this could be a domestic-related incident. Good evening, I'm Laura French.
And I'm Joe St. George. Here's a look at what might have unfolded inside that mobile home.
Happening now, police are also looking for tips as they investigate a shooting in Richmond's East End. Officers say a man was shot along the 1400 block of Coulter Street. That was around 10:40 this morning. Neighbors saw that victim come outside screaming for help. Jake Burns was at the scene shortly after it happened.
Tomorrow, a federal judge is expected to deliver several significant rulings in the corruption case against former Governor Bob McDonnell and his wife, Maureen. In total, the couple face 14 felony counts ranging from wire fraud to improperly receiving gifts from a prominent local businessman. Now, we're keeping a close eye on 4 items McDonnell lawyers will be asking Judge James Spencer about tomorrow. 1, complete dismissal. Lawyers have argued in motions that there was nothing done illegally. 2, separate trials. Lawyers say the fact that the two are married could potentially jeopardize testimony. 3, evidence from investigations the state police and state agencies conducted. And 4, an expanded jury selection process. Our legal analyst Todd Stone says complete dismissal, which is number 1 on that list there, is very unlikely.
If there's not enough evidence presented in the courtroom, then they should be dismissed. But to do it before you get to trial is just, it's basically unheard of, and it's something that I wouldn't expect to be granted.
Again, the couple have pleaded not guilty to all of the charges. They're expected in court at 10 a.m. tomorrow. CBS 6 will have complete coverage beginning at 4:30 tomorrow. Our team investigates the likelihood the former governor and the former first lady might actually get separate trials.
Friends and family gathered this weekend to say goodbye to one of the U of R basketball staff members killed in a hot air balloon accident. Now, this is video from outside of Natalie Lewis's funeral service yesterday in Buffalo. Lewis, Jenny Doyle, and pilot Dan Kirk were all killed when the hot air balloon they were riding in hit a power line and caught on fire during the Mid-Atlantic Balloon Festival in Doswell. A pastor at Natalie's funeral spoke about the advice he gave people who knew her.
I try and think of what the person gave in this world and to this life, and I try and challenge people gently as to taking a piece of that person with them.
Lewis worked as the director of operations for the University of Richmond's women's basketball team, and Doyle was the associate head coach. Police and the National Transportation Safety Board are investigating the hot air balloon accident. Meanwhile, funeral service for Jenny Doyle will be held next week in Pennsylvania. Moviegoers got quite a scare during a midnight showing of Godzilla in Fairfax County this morning. Police evacuated people from the Tysons Corner Center AMC theaters after people reported hearing what sounded like an explosion or popping noises. Some people told police that they thought the sound came from a gun or firecrackers. Investigators believe that the sounds came from 2 soda bottles with some type of chemical inside. They were detonated at the entrances of the 2 theaters, and they say more than one person could be responsible for that crime. No one was injured. Joe?
A quick CBS 6 update. A senior alert from Prince William County has been canceled. Officers say they found 78-year-old Asmat Ukbe, who was reported missing in Dale City yesterday.
Sunday, petitions just ahead of the meeting that could reveal new plans on a baseball stadium in Richmond. How many people are supporting the community vote? That's ahead.
And honoring Alexis, the family of a missing Nelson County teen, explains how much support they're receiving during graduation season. Stay with me.
New at 11, this would have been graduation weekend for a Nelson County teen who was last seen at a gas station in Lovingston back in August. Alexis Murphy was supposed to walk across the stage with more than 140 students at Nelson County High School yesterday, but her family stood in her place to receive her diploma presented by the school principal and the county superintendent.
We knew that this day was coming, so we were happy to know that the school wanted to present something and that, the community is still behind our family 110%.
It showed support by wearing ribbons in Murphy's favorite color, pink, and also decorating their caps with her name. On May 8th, a jury found Randy Taylor guilty of first-degree murder and abduction for Murphy's death. Jurors recommended 2 life sentences for Taylor, but a judge will make a final decision this summer on his fate. Joe?
New details on a proposal for a baseball stadium in Richmond Shockoe Bottom. They could surface during a city council meeting tomorrow. Council members say what comes out of that 3 p.m. committee meeting could determine a timeline on when a vote or even if the vote will actually happen. Meanwhile, this afternoon, those who want a baseball stadium vote by the public on the November ballot held a petition drive in Carytown. They say the location of Flying Squirrel Baseball should be decided at the polls and not by politicians.
The people of this city, they really deserve a vote. They deserve to have their say on the baseball stadium.
I think Shockoe Bottom's great. I think it'd be good for the area.
So far, petition organizers say they've gathered 4,000 signatures toward getting the stadium proposal on the November ballot. About 10,000 more are needed before that can happen.
The 6th annual Dominion River Rock Festival has wrapped up. Organizers estimate about 100,000 people came out to the 3-day Sports and River Life Festival. At Browns Island in Richmond, they enjoyed concerts and a number of other outdoor competitions and activities. Organizers say that great weather we've had played a role in setting an attendance record. They credit that high water levels on the James River for adding that extra action to boating events.